Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta.
Ooh.
Why are you making yeah, what's up faces, Tim?
Because David sounded like he's Max Headroom again a little bit. We'll find out.
No, it doesn't sound that way, does it? Does it sound that way?
You glitched like one time.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God. Thank God. Man, I have lived in Georgia for over 30 years now, and I don't think I will ever get used to this second winter we have in March. It's cold outside. I'm not
At least want a
fan.
little
It was like
snow with it. Come on.
It was like 78 degrees 2 weeks ago, and now it's 30. I don't like it. Not a fan.
Yeah, I woke up this morning 32 degrees is what my phone said, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I guess we're doing this.
You woke up. You woke up late because I woke up, it was 30.
Yeah, all right.
It was below freezing. Yeah. Anyhow. All right. So I don't know what's happening right now. I was watching the baseball game against Mercer. We tied it up at the top of the ninth, but then they had guys in the corners. Yeah, so they scored. They won that game. Man, I should not watch Georgia State. I should not watch Georgia State baseball.
You watched wins, though, didn't you?
We have 4 examples of it.
I blame Atlanta for having bad sports. Maybe it's just me, because all the Atlanta teams I watch all are really, really bad.
Wait, did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I did watch the Super Bowl.
And you blamed what's his face. Not you really need to be looking inward.
Who?
I blame Lady
coordinator.
Gaga.
David blames.
I really blame
totally.
I really blame Lady Gaga. Everything was going great until she came out, and I love Lady Gaga. I'm a huge fan. I have seen her in concert twice. I saw her in concert in London when I was there for a Falcons game. Did not know she was even performing. But yeah, I blame her for
that game?
No, we were up 21-0 at half and lost on a last-second field goal to end the game.
It is Lady Gaga. She's the problem.
and we bought our tickets to the concert at halftime. Like, we found out that she was in town, and we're up 21-0. We're having a good old time. Let's buy tickets. We'll take the train straight to the O2 Arena and see Lady Gaga. And as soon as we bought those tickets, we didn't score again. They came back and won 24-0.
So if the Falcons make it to this Super Bowl again, and Lady Gaga is performing at half, we should all get her to bail out somehow.
All I'm saying is, if Lady Gaga's ever playing halftime again and there's a team that you want to win, put money on the other team, because that's what's going to happen. Or at least that's what I should do. So back to baseball. Oh, what a disappointing week it's been. Like,
so
we
close
were
to that
so we
first
played,
win, right? You know?
Yeah, we were up in Clemson. We were up pretty well. And then they came back and went on a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth to win the game. And after that, we had the 2 games, the doubleheader the next day, and couldn't put anything together in those 2 games. Ended up getting swept in the series. I was really hoping that tonight we could kind of bounce back. And we were up 3-1 early. They got a lead. I tied it up in the top of the ninth, 9-9, which is good, I guess. But the bats came too late. Fortunately, it's only a 1 game, but. Anyhow,
it's so crazy how scoring happens in college baseball, though. It's just nuts. I mean, you get. I mean, we had one where we scored 20 runs, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like
that's absurd. It's absurd, right? 20 runs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, 20 runs, and at any level of baseball, that's like cricket numbers or some crazy stuff like that. That's weird.
That's crazy. I mean, and I'm not saying that happens all the time, but it is frequently like 10. It happens a lot, and it'll happen in bunches too. Like at the very end of the game, like a grand slam at the end of the game. Like, it's just not as uncommon as it is in professional. I mean, I understand pitching levels are quite different.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we have a problem with relief pitching at all? Is that what it is? Like,
that was our thing last season. That was our thing last season, wasn't it? Wasn't the relief pitching was not to par? But also, when it comes to talk about the home runs in baseball, those aluminum bats as well. That lets you get a little bit extra oomph on the ball, and I would assume many of the college ballparks are a little bit smaller than a lot of the major league ballparks. But I've got no base. I could be completely wrong on that.
Well, they're probably all different, just like pro ballparks.
Just like just like Major League Baseball. Yeah, which I think is kind of cool. I like that. You can only get away with that with so many sports. We really can't get away with a lot of sports, but baseball is one where you can have an irregular shaped outfield. You can have deeper distance, shallower distances. Hell, what was it? The one of the old baseball teams in Atlanta had a tree in the middle of the outfield, and now that tree is still alive. It's outside of Pont City Market.
Yeah. So part of me they actually hates that a lot, but part of me really thinks it's cool that like everybody's got their own like look and feel for their home their home field advantage is that they are comfortable in their sort of weird setup, right? That it's not normal, and so, I think that's kind of cool.
So what we should do is we should have a tree in our outfield in our new stadium.
Sure.
There we go. Actually, build it so the Hank Aaron wall is in the middle of center field.
Just right.
You got to run
around the Hank Aaron.
No, there was actually rules in the official baseball rules had rules around that tree that was in the center of the Atlanta team's field. Like, if it gets caught in the tree, it's this or that, if it bounces off or whatever. I kind of like that kind of stuff. It provides an actual, like you said, Ryan, a home field advantage. But like home field advantage right now is really just crowd noise, which means like Georgia State has no home field advantage at all unless we played better in silent stadiums.
Just start up all the buses, right?
Like I don't. Why is there a coin flip? Why is there a coin flip? Home team gets to decide. Why have it a coin flip? Home team always gets to decide. I don't know why you don't do it that way.
I mean, it would even out, right? Because technically you got like half your games at home, half your games away.
Right.
Right. You did yourself right in the middle of a conversation. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So while we're on baseball,
we'll just probably
there we go. To finish up baseball, since we started on that, whatever. Clemson sucked. Mercer obviously sucked. Conference play starts this week against Troy, hosting Troy. Troy is number 8 in baseball RPI. 8.
We'll sweep them then. Yeah.
We'll sweep them the first 8 innings. We'll sweep the first 8 innings and then blow it out or blow it up in the 9th. Yeah. Ryan, are we okay over there?
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back. So
we hear you.
I'm sure. I mean, I guess it's still early in the season, but 8 in RPI, not out of like 10 teams, out of like however many 500 teams that play baseball. Yeah. That's crazy.
I think when we joined the Sun Belt, we were, every South Alabama, I think, traditionally has a pretty good program, and then when Coastal joined, we knew they had a pretty good program. TDS, I think, is decent.
They're good. Yeah.
Coastal. The reason why you think that TDS is good is because they tell you that they're good. But if you look at the conference right now, granted there's no conference play, but as of right now, they're second to last.
Historically though, they've had successes. So and in like Southern Miss, pretty good.
Yeah.
Southern Miss is good. And you mentioned Coastal, they won college baseball World Series the season before they moved to Sun Belt. Yeah. There's a lot of talk about Sun Belt being a baseball conference, and we
don't have to. No,
too far. No. I don't want to go.
We have some good programs in baseball, and we're pretty solid. I doubt any program would want to identify as a baseball program.
No, not the program, not the university, the school. The Sun Belt, the conference as a whole, is a baseball conference. It's a good base. Not to say that it's bad at football or basketball, which whatever. It's a good baseball conference.
Yeah, I feel like when you add that label to it, when you say it's a baseball conference, you are kind of weirdly saying we're not basketball or football.
You're branding it as baseball. Yeah.
I don't care about this conference, so I don't care how it's branded. Like, make it look as crappy as can be.
I know.
Because
I know.
To hell with this conference.
You don't like the Sun Belt?
Yeah. Should I do the breaking news thing?
Could you?
Breaking news.
Could you let us know more about that?
Why don't you like it?
You guys are being stupid now.
Totally.
Also,
maybe.
So we'll see what happens with Troy, and then next Tuesday, when we're supposed to be recording, is playing Georgia at Coolray up in Gwinnett. And they're also doing the first spring tour event up there. So I bought my ticket. I'm going to be going up to making the trek all the way to Lawrenceville or whatever the hell that's considered. What is that considered? Is that Lawrence? That's Lawrenceville, right?
It's Lawrenceville.
Are we not doing this?
I guess not.
Why don't we could record there during the game?
I have a child.
She can record with us.
Throw some kibble into the cage and make sure the water's full and head on up.
Not yet. A few more years.
Wait, in a few more years, she'll escape the cage.
Should be putting you in the cage.
That's right.
Yeah,
pretty much. So you're going. That's big news.
I bought the $55 ticket.
We'll either be shifting to Monday or Wednesday, I imagine then, right?
Yeah, probably Wednesday because my bocce league starts back on Monday. Ooh. And that takes precedence on everything.
Dang.
It's the reason why we record on Tuesdays from the very beginning because I always play bocce on Mondays.
My kid is the only thing that takes precedence over this.
My kids do not. I make sure that they're passed out in bed and I do this. I make sure they're passed out.
I'm like, God, please close the door. No. She's like yelling at herself up there right now.
I'm not good enough. Daddy doesn't love me.
No, it's all positive stuff.
I'm a good person and people like me.
You're good enough. You're smart enough.
Gosh darn it.
People like me.
People like you. All right. Yeah, we'll figure it out what we're doing next week. But
what?
We'll figure out what we're doing next week when it comes to the episode, but probably probably Wednesday night. So
Wednesday. All right.
Went to the spring game on Thursday, guys. How was that?
A good old time. Lots of story sharing, lots of sort of football watching. We caught a player 5, right?
We tailgated.
Tailgate was epic, of course.
We all brought.
We were the only.
I love it. We all bought large amounts of food and brought it instead of like preparing anything.
I ate wings for like the next 6 meals.
Nobody ate your wings, I don't think. Somebody took some home. I forget who it was. I think they put them in a bag or something.
I think Danny took some wings home, and I still had like my wife and I had multiple meals of wings for the next few days, which I'm okay with. I can eat wings. That's one of those foods I could eat pretty much every sitting. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I could eat wings.
Did I leave my pizza in your car?
I hope not, because I've not taken a pizza out of my car.
Oh, I hope I did, because I don't know where that pizza is.
It's probably in your car. Where'd you get your wings from?
American
Don't
Deli.
say it. Don't tell people.
No, American Deli's good.
No, be ashamed. No, it's not.
It's not bad.
Shame.
Clay's is where it's at, but you know.
Yeah, the thing about American Deli I found was whoever their supplier of wings is not consistent. Sometimes you'll get tiny little baby wings, like one biters.
100% been my experience.
And then sometimes you'll get like, a medium large. I've never gotten a jumbo wing from them, which is fine. I'm not a fan of jumbo wings. I don't like how big, huge they are. I like more of just a standard medium kind of size wing. But these were a decent size.
The skin to meat ratio.
There was one little drumette thing I had on there, and this chicken either had a deformity or was from the Lollipop Guild or something, because this was a tiny little drumette. It was not very big, but
I have pretty good wings. Back to wings, because the episode's about wings. Obviously, it's all about wings. Taco Mac actually is better now with their wings. They used to get really small, like they got the small ones. They're back to like a medium-sized wing. It's kind of the perfect ratio. Gotta give them a shout out, even though I hate that they're owned by some Dallas company.
I like how you picked one of the top wing joints in all of Atlanta to say, who actually has good wings? Is this place that has been touted as one of the best wings in Atlanta for the past 20, 30 years?
They went downhill for a couple of years after the Dallas company bought them.
They got very well. As in a restaurant, they became very corporate-y. Very corporate-y.
I still swear by Publix wings.
Yeah, they're not good. You're wrong on that one. Those aren't good.
You're wrong. But you don't like big wings, and they're big wings.
Which wings though you get from there? Like the Mojo
standard Buffalo. But the firecracker wings or whatever they're called, or Mojo, whatever the other. What's that? Yeah, the Mojo one's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I don't like the
their
breaded
sauce.
ones. I don't want a breaded wing.
I don't.
Oh
Like them.
no, never bread a wing. Never
Right.
bread a wing. That's
But what I
no.
have found is I will just buy a bunch of wings now whenever they're on sale because they're outlandishly expensive if they're not on sale. And my air fryer, man, I air fry them up, season them, air fry them up, toss them in a little buffalo sauce. It's great.
I've had your wings. Your wings are good.
Not
those
smoked,
air
though.
fryer.
I've been doing
those
them
are
in the air
smoked.
fryer. You had my smoked wings, but the air fryer wings, they're really good.
I would assume same seasoning you used on the air fryer wings.
Oh, just salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then toss them in buffalo.
Yeah, right.
Buffalo and a little bit of barbecue sauce.
Can't go wrong with that. I'm in. I subscribe. But your wings are like far superior to Publix wings. Publix wings are garbage, and I do not like them.
I agree with you that mine are better, but also Publix are good.
Do you guys want to talk about Georgia State at all?
Sure. We'll go back to it. What else is going on with Georgia State? We're done with baseball, right? We can move on.
Done with baseball. We moved on to the spring game. What you said, Tim, this is effectively like a social event for me. We tailgate, we get together with a bunch of our people that haven't seen in a few weeks because basketball kind of sucked. But yeah, it was a good time.
You listened to the train horn a lot, right?
Train horn was going crazy.
Constant.
Well, when you are both the home team and the away team, and they blow the horn on first downs, third downs, and scores, and your rookie running back runs for 4 touchdowns, you're going to hear a lot of train horn.
All horn all the time. That's it.
What I will say is every time I looked up and Granger was throwing the ball, he was throwing it well.
So he's gonna take a step up this year.
I don't know.
I
never can tell you anything about the spring game because I don't know how our secondary is. Maybe they suck. But I didn't see like a lot of the overthrows. I wasn't paying very good attention, but I can tell you every time I looked up and it was Granger throwing the ball, it was solid, and I was like, oh, all right, Granger maybe is doing all right. And you know me, I'm not afraid to be aggressively down on that guy.
Right, exactly, especially on his ability to throw the ball. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to tell because, like, the spring games in the past where they had done, first team offense versus, first team defense and mix it up that way. Now it's a draft. And so you get players all over the place. You don't really know who's going to be starting, what position, or I guess position everything. It's a little bit different, but it's
Kelly
fun.
on the line.
It's there for
I like this format better. The team captains picking their teams. I think it's really cool. And I think it maybe tells you a little bit more about the team as a whole rather than like first team versus second team and all that stuff. Like all that gets confusing and you're like, well, I don't know if that play was good or bad because our secondary like tripped up and that sucks. Oops, I did it. I tried to edit myself. It did not work.
Tim got it within the first like 30 seconds, which I think is actually a no on YouTube, but who cares? I recently heard another YouTuber that I follow say that you can't drop an F-bomb in the first 30 seconds or it's got to be bleeped out. I don't know. I'm not going to bleep it out.
We'll find
a lot of effort. Yeah. We're not monetized. We're not monetized, so it doesn't matter. I think it's for monetized videos.
Also, we'll just go to what is it, Rumble or whatever all the other people are going to.
I don't know. Vimeo. I know Vimeo.
Truth Social.
Truth Social. Yeah.
Yes, let's all go there. We'll start our own. We'll start a State of Atlanta show on there.
Yeah, we would be the only thing on there with like #blue or #all blue all in. They would not go for.
I've told you guys that I've gotten shit on Twitter for having #light it blue in my bio. People are like, "Oh, you're a Democrat," and I'm like, "Do you see anything that I'm saying here? Like, I'm very avidly not." I'm a Georgia State fan. They're like, "Can't you see how that's confusing?" I'm like, "No."
Quit laying it blue, like, Ryan.
Have you listened to a single thing I've said? Have you read any? Because if you like, I get it. I absolutely, I understand it. People see that, whatever. But I'm like, but if you've read any of your posts, if you've listened to anything you've said, obviously you do not align with either parties.
Yeah.
Whether you're red or blue. So
I considered switching it to #Panther Family But light it blue is what the current thing
Wait.
is. So
You need to get a red trucker hat and just says all blue, all in. Like just really confuse people.
That would be amazing. You should do it.
I have a blank red hat, but it's Izzy sized.
Well, shrink your head a little bit. So
Yeah. Oh, that's never going to happen. It's been something I would like to have happened.
It's that big.
Yeah, I got a big old head.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one thing to take out of the spring game, if there's anything to take out of it, was KZ Adams. Ran for 152 yards, 4 touchdowns, like I said earlier. So either he really is amazing or we really are crappy on defense, which we didn't have a defensive coordinator. So maybe that's the case.
But right? It wasn't the other running backs. Did they also do well?
Well, so there was like a 35-21 win. He scored. KZ scored 28 of the 35 points for the blue team. So
I'm going to be positive and optimistic and say that KZ's the stud running back. Period.
And we were excited about him when he showed up. Why was he out last year? He didn't play last year, right?
No. He's a freshman. This is his first year.
We were excited about him when he got signed.
Right. Exactly. And so he seems to be living up to it. We need to have something that the transfer portal needs to be adjusted to have a franchise tag like they have in the NFL so that, you can have a player that can't, because that's what I'm afraid of with KZ is he's coming here for a year or two, light it up and then get picked up by a bigger program, a P5 program. We got to be able to franchise tag KZ Adams, be like, nope, you're the one player that can't go. I don't care about your education. I don't care about your academics.
Yeah, I'm anti this.
I'm
anti this.
We need to have some.
I don't know if you had it as a bullet point to talk about, but like, we don't usually talk about recruiting. But we picked up a kid from Louisville this week, right? It was I figured you had it, but it sort of fits into this conversation because like while and I will say that they are a step above us, right?
A couple steps, yeah.
One ACC team,
one step above
an ACC team, yeah.
1.5 steps.
They're look at it this way. So they're definitely in the P5. They're probably not in the P4.
But we're grabbing folks from them. You know what I'm saying? And so
right.
it works both ways. Where like we're getting people grabbing from us, but we're grabbing from them too, and we're grabbing from under too. I think there's a couple of
FCS
FCS signups too. People who have shown out there, and we can pull them up. I know in basketball we just did that.
So we're the feeder league. We pull up from FCS, and then they develop, and then P5 pulls them from us.
But we also grab people who were recruited and are being benched because they are still behind the top recruits of the bigger class, sure. Right? So the guy that we pulled from Louisville,
right.
I don't think he's played a snap there, but he was a high 3-star. He's like what?
Badass name.
What's his
badass name? Rance Connor.
I guess that's cool.
He was born to be badass. Rance Connor. I like that.
Is he a tackle? What is he?
Defensive
linebacker?
Back.
Defensive back?
Defensive back. Okay. Yeah. Although I think they listed as saying he could play safety and
quarterback
else as well. So a quarterback.
He was like a high 3-star. But when he got there, right, all of a sudden he realizes, hey, I'm not the best person on this team, right? Everybody else is as good as me or maybe better. And so he gets benched all season, and he's like, well, I want to play. So you get that guy, and he can show out, and you never know what you're going to get until you play in game time. So like, I think you get a second shot at these people that might be great.
I feel like that would be my sales pitch to any player at this level of play is you can go and be the second string, third string bench guy, or you can be the all-star here. Like,
sure.
You're going to get playing time. You're going to be able to showcase your skills. And you know what? We want to keep you for a full 4 years. But if you show out, the transfer portal is a thing now. Maybe you get that option to go to a different program.
Can they go back?
We're going to franchise. Yeah, but You can go
I
back,
think they have to
but
I think they get one free year.
right.
and
Then you
they
gotta
sit out.
Yeah. Then you gotta sit out. Yeah.
They'll get rid
Unless
of
you're a
that. They'll
grad,
get rid of that. They'll get rid of that rule.
I hope
unless
so.
you're a grad transfer. Unless
Pretty
you're a
soon
grad
that-
transfer.
They can go immediate.
Grad
They can play
transfers
immediate.
can go be, and I think I may be wrong. I may have been making this up. I think there's a loophole that if you change your major to something that's not offered at your school, but it's offered at a different school.
Familiar.
That seems dirty.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but honestly, when you think about it, like how many, no disrespect to the student athletes or anything, but how many of these athletes are going to go for a specialized major that's not offered at all these other universities? Like, you're gonna go from, you play at the trash down south, and now you're gonna turn into a biomedical chemical engineer that's gonna go play at a legitimate university or something. Like, you're not smart enough for that. You went to TDS, so.
I was gonna take it a step further. Pretty soon, it's just gonna be players playing football minus the education part.
Oh, pretty soon.
Yeah,
Just sorry, I didn't mean to make fun of that, but like
it's a league. Just forget
Yeah, I mean-
the education part.
Yeah, I think
We're
a lot of these student athletes do not take advantage of the opportunity that's being given to them, and that's
Sure.
that's a shame. But there are still
There's
some
plenty.
percentage. I think it's a small percentage that are doing that. Right? They're like, well, this is an education, so it's still a good opportunity for them. But it is sort of I have a conflict.
We know
in my own whatever
Beliefs
about this.
that's part of the thing, though, is these guys are taught all their lives that they listen to all these NFL athletes or all these NBA athletes, and they talk about how they dedicated 100% of their entire life was, my goal is to make the NFL, my goal is to make the NBA and be this and make these millions of dollars. And so, and that's great for the people that can do that and make that. But not everyone's going to do
That's like
that.
none of them.
But yeah, the percentage is so remotely small. It's less than 1%.
It's crazy small.
But when you get this opportunity to go to college, you have a chance to better yourself in all aspects. But nope. I've been told my entire life that if I want to be in the NFL, I've got to dedicate 100% of my life to football, and academics and everything else is secondary. Whereas this is your chance to actually get an education, go on and do great things with your life outside of the field. I get it. I get where they're coming from. That's their dream. That's what they want to do. That's the lucrative money right off the bat. But you have 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids making these decisions for themselves. I get it.
Yep.
And and then you got these drunk 40-year-olds in the stands drinking beer and screaming their names. So
yeah, that's right.
So
I mean, I think
it's on us.
There'll be people that want to stay at the P5, right? They're second string. They're waiting for their turn. They love where they're at. They don't necessarily know they're going to play. You'll probably have people there that are stuck at the school that probably will never play, and they're happy. Like,
yeah,
right?
I think that, like all things, whenever there's change, it's gonna be very volatile at the very beginning, and then everything's gonna find that it's equilibrium. So right now, you've got plenty of people that are trying to move up, so to speak. You've got others that are dropping down for more playing time, but at some point, the whole recruiting process is going to kind of mellow out, and guys are going to get recruited to the teams they want to play for, and they're going to play for those teams. And yeah, there will be guys that shine that decide to move to a different program, or that stuff's going to happen. But I think it's just very, very volatile right now. No one knows exactly how the transfer portal works and the best way to use it for themselves. And I mean, call it G5 bias, but I really feel like it's so much easier to show your skills off at a G5 level if you're a quality athlete than at the P5 level when you're going against the best of the best of the best. If you want to get in to be a mid-round draft pick or early mid-round draft pick, man, putting up like absurd numbers in the G5 is way better than being good at the P5, right?
You'll get seen, and that I think they've proven that now over the last decade that like as long as you're on the field, then you have a chance. But if you're not on the field, you've got nothing, right? And so like they're gonna find you at the most obscure G5 program there is, TDS, if they want to. They'll find you if you're showing out. So
hell, we've got players at the NFL. I mean,
do.
it's not it's not impossible to do it. Be the best that you can be here. Like seriously, Albert Wilson coming to Georgia State back in our infancy, our first year ever, and bam, immediately made it to the NFL. You know,
he would have been
he
gone if the transfer rules were in play. Some school would have picked him up in a heartbeat.
Maybe.
Well, he didn't go to FBS. He could have switched from FCS. Like we were FCS program, he could have moved up to an FBS program. He'd had to sit for a year.
The transfer was he had that available.
He'd be the double.
He could
go up 2 levels.
But I think what's going to end up happening, what seems like it should happen, is that the Ron Hunter model, which is you reach out to these 4-star athletes or whatever and say and just create a relationship with them, and then they go wherever they go, and then when they don't play, you touch back with them and say, come on back. Or when they hit the transfer portal, I should say, don't reach out to them before they hit the transfer portal.
Yeah, wink.
Yeah, but like once they hit the transfer portal, be like, come on home, we got you.
Well, and not every university is in the position to do that. Georgia State, being in the state of Georgia, has that ability. We are an incredibly fertile recruiting ground for football, basketball, and all sports. So if you are in a different state, a university in a different state, a G5 program somewhere else, you don't have the quality player homegrown. Whereas, yes, we can go out there and we can recruit all these guys. We can talk to all these guys, build these relationships with all of these guys in the Georgia metro Atlanta area.
Yep.
And have them come back, and we'll have quality players. But you try to do that in, I don't know, what's a bad recruiting state with a G5 program
in Statesboro, Georgia.
Montana. I don't know.
Well, I'm talking about or your North Dakotas, your South Dakotas that have like the great FCS programs or whatever. Like they can't do that. They've got to go out and they've got to find the best of the best for what the championships that they're putting together. I don't know, your Carolinas, I guess, which is where we get everybody from, anyways. Connecticut, yeah.
No, I mean the transfer portal. We have an opportunity where I have always said, you guys talk about recruiting the state of Georgia and that we're such fertile, we should be winning, blah blah blah, and I've always sort of dismissed that as saying, kids want to leave the house, they want to get far away right away, and so they start seeing that as a benefit. And I'm not saying all kids, but like most of them are really like, I want to get out of the house, I want to get really far away, I want to go live my own life, and they want to try it out. But then like a year or two into it, they're like, I don't want that, I want to go home. And a lot of kids do that, and transfer portal could be like our bread and butter. That could be like the strength of Georgia State if we embraced it.
Yeah, it's not just athletes. It's not just athletes. I mean, there's plenty of kids that go away for school academically.
Yep.
And they're like, I don't like being away from home. It's too far away and everything. Yeah, absolutely. And Ryan, while I always agree with your point that it's about recruiting the best player, not the closest player. The fact is, we have so much great talent here that's leaving the state that, yes, let's recruit them. And if we can't get them, let's maintain that relationship.
Yep.
And talk to them. Talk to them when allowed by the NCAA, whenever you can, and make sure they know that there's a home here for them when things don't work out. Yeah. Tim, you're going to say something.
No, I was going to say, do you think the schools could make we could make an offer to someone that we don't think we're going to get? It's probably going to go P5. Is there a way to write into the offer that the offer is good if you want to transfer?
This offer is good for 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, just feel like we want you. We don't care if it's to this year, next year, the year after. You have an offer that stands. I don't know.
I don't.
I'm sure there's rules against it.
I mean, you can have that conversation. I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm sure it could be said. It can be said,
offers aren't like a tangible thing. You don't give a piece of paper to them saying you have an offer. It is literally a verbal thing. When I was working recruiting, there were kids that legitimately thought they had an offer who did not.
Like Rayvon?
I don't remember that.
Just recently, where he was all high on Georgia.
Guy.
Yeah, Rayvon, and he was all high on Georgia State. And it was just like going out and trying to get everybody else to come, and he was just excited about it. He came on the comments in here and did stuff with us, or not did stuff with us, but like he was watching and commenting and everything. And then all of a sudden, our defensive coordinator that left, like withdrew his verbal offer.
Right. Yeah. No. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, all the offers are. I mean, it's not a real thing, and like I said, they use language where like the kid might think they have an offer and they don't have one, or they go and they think they have an offer and then they go to commit and they're like, no, like
what are you committing
you
to?
You can't commit.
That was that was so Rayvon's his was all the way up to signing day. He reached out to Georgia State a week before signing day and said, "Hey, what do I need to send in? What's the fax number that I need to send all this stuff into?"
Can't give that to you. So sorry. No
Sorry.
fax number for you.
I'm too busy interviewing for a job in Cincinnati. I don't have time to respond to you right now.
I offered you. Did I? I don't know. I don't think so. Poor kid. Where did he end up? Did he end up somewhere? Do we know?
I'm not sure. He had other offers. Yeah,
he's fine.
Yeah. All right. What else we got, guys?
Oh, Southern Miss just lost in the NIT.
Oh, Sunbelt down to its last chance.
No,
baseball
Friday.
Lose.
Baseball conference.
Calling
This
it
year.
now.
This
We are
year.
moving away from the two power sports into baseball. Basketball. We have basketball news, right?
And new recruit, new commit.
Yeah.
Denary Lane, Winthrop, transfer portal, 6'5" guard, small forward. Started every game this season.
Shoots the three.
Are these your bullet points?
Shoots the three.
Well, yeah.
Are you David? Are you reading from the slide?
Bullet number 2.
We can't see that. Every time you do that, we can't see
I
it.
know. Every time I lift up my iPad, you can't see what I have on there. No, yeah. So like his highlight reel was like just like getting like several like. Yeah, nothing but net. Like there was like nothing. There was no rims. There were no backboards. It was just like swish, swish, swish. Nothing but net the entire time. And then Timmy pointed out to me that his 3-point shooting percentage would be second best on our team right now.
Yeah, which was fine. I mean, he's 4th best on Winthrop. I think is what I said, right?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Well, you said 38%, right?
Yeah,
38.1.
It's more than.
I'll take it. Oh yeah, sorry, 38.1.
Yeah.
So,
He'll
but
be
also,
number 2.
Like, well, my question also is like he started every game for Winthrop this past season.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those other guys on Winthrop's team were just like bench, come in, get a point, get off the. Yeah, I
all
don't
the people
know.
ahead
I
of
don't
him,
know.
They were all starters.
So he was the 5th
They got a
starter.
good 3-point team.
Oh my God,
That team shoots a lot of 3-pointers.
They did. They did.
That's amazing. That's actually really good. Like that's crazy.
that's amazing. When your 5th best 3-point shooter is like better than most other 3-point shooters in the league, yes, that's a great stat to have. Stats,
pretty
man.
good. What do you have his field goal percent?
No, I don't.
Oh man, come on, Tim.
Sorry,
You're a stat guy.
I get excited about the threes. That's it. You know.
Yeah. Well, you got so excited about the threes, you were like a Debbie Downer about it. 4th best.
So
5th
I know
best.
2nd best
I know
on
the
our
highlight.
team.
Yeah.
So I know the highlight reel is obviously his highlights. It's going to make him look good, but it really looked like it was funny. Like watching it, like the offense, whatever they were trying to do on those plays with him, it looked like they were trying to confuse the defense to get the ball to him. Like it was always like, how do we get that? There was these really wild, weird passes across the court to get the ball to him, and then he just drained it, like whatever. So it was interesting to see it. For now that I'm hearing a team full of 3-point shooters, and they were forcing the ball to him like they were in those particular situations. All right, cool. I'll take it.
Well, and there were a couple of those highlights where he had like a hand in his face, or he was shooting off balance, and they were still swishing. You know, I mean, so that is a good sign, right? To see him under pressure and still like making it. Yeah, that's what we need.
And he got I remember one specifically that he was like, the dude was bigger than him. The dude guarding him was bigger than him, like by a foot. And he just,
we're used to that.
Dare I say he has a good
Right.
stroke?
But I saw his hands push the ball, but I could only see the defender's head in front of him. Like he was just like, and he still got it in. And then there was a couple of layups. There were 2 layups. I'm like, all right, that's where I was getting concerned. I'm like, these are all only 3-point shots. Like, is he able to get a short ball at all? He had two layups in there, and at least one of those was just kind of like a steal breakaway type deal.
David, I love that you're excited about basketball recruits, knowing what I know about like football recruits. But like basketball, you're like into this. You watched the whole highlight reel. You got excited about it. You were like examining the film.
Yeah,
he's a huge get for us, honestly.
Yeah.
We needed this badly.
We need shooters.
He got 2 3-points against Coastal Carolina in the highlight reel, and both of those 3-pointers were to tie the game.
And that did it for you. You were like,
right there,
Coastal,
done.
Coastal, our biggest rival. Let's do it. Let's go.
Speaking of Coastal, I brought this up in our group chat. We're doing spring break in Myrtle Beach, and like my wife's so sick and tired of me doing Georgia State stuff. But I'm like, if I'm going to be in Myrtle Beach, I'm going to look and see if Coastal is hosting Georgia State for any sports, whatever. And so I look at all the sports we play in conference, and sure enough, Georgia State is playing Coastal Carolina that week that I am there in Atlanta. So I will not be attending a Conway baseball game.
Sounds like you're taking a staycation, David. No?
What's that?
Just stay home. Staycation.
Stay home. Yeah, no.
Do they have a teal field?
Who knows? Probably. I do like bring
field?
sunglasses. Bring blinders to go to a sporting event. I don't want to see what's happening. I just want to be here in the environment.
Wear sunglasses that have whatever color would correct it to proper green.
Oh yeah, I would need that.
Color correcting lenses.
Okay, I did look at people wear at night. You know,
I did look it up. Ryan, he shoots 42% from the floor.
That's not great.
Okay.
I mean, it's
fine.
It's fine.
All right.
It's still solid. Hey, listen, it's still a solid get compared to what we had this year.
What conference is Winthrop in?
Big South.
So so I know that I don't understand all of the basketball programs and where the power hierarchies are, because it's not necessarily like a P5 G5 thing, right? There are good programs that are in the like FCS even, or don't even have football programs. Winthrop probably does not even have a football program. I mean, if they do, who cares?
If they do, it's FCS, but yeah.
But I didn't know if anybody cared about Winthrop in basketball. That I'm ignorant of. So I was just curious.
I will say this: I know the name Winthrop, so I'm assuming they're probably decent in basketball. Like I've seen their name.
3-pointers. 3-point shooters in the upper 40%.
40%ers.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know shit about them. Hell, I didn't know that Toccoa Falls was actually in Georgia until we were driving to App State this year. And I saw a sign for Toccoa Falls in Georgia. I'm like, hey Tim, look. Apparently that team we play is right there.
Right here.
Right there. That's their exit right there.
So
he's like,
the Big South is not a good conference. It's ranked 24th of 30.
It is big. They are Big South.
Yeah, they're Big South.
That's where Kennesaw was, I think, wasn't it?
They're SoCon. I guess they're
ASUN. They're ASUN.
Oh, okay.
Our old conference.
I thought they took a TDS's spot in the SoCon. Kennesaw did.
Did they?
I get Big South and SoCon confused all the time.
There's also Southern Conference.
Same thing.
Or maybe they...
Yeah. Oh, actually, I guess Southern Conference and SoCon are the same thing. I'm an idiot. I don't know. Speaking of Kennesaw State, they made the tournament.
They did, and they're playing Xavier.
Great.
Woo! Yeah.
I mean, we played Xavier 2 or 3 years ago, right?
I know.
Yeah. So where do you stand on this? This was kind of contentious on the message board about how do you feel about Kennesaw State making the tournament?
Good for them.
They won their conference championship. They get to go, right?
Good for them.
Yeah. Oh, it's not like they got like an at-large bid or something. No,
Yeah,
they did their job. They
you
got
mean
their.
how do I feel?
But how
That's
do you?
fine. They earned it. We didn't earn it.
Okay, well, how? Oh yeah, you have the weirdest takes on things.
No, what is? I don't understand the question. I guess because that's what I'm like. What problem would I have with Kennesaw making it? I don't understand.
I just don't care.
I mean, a lot of people don't like that another program in Georgia, is doing well in basketball, making the tournament.
Are they doing well?
We made the tournament.
23-8.
They won the SoCon. Cool, sweet.
Yeah.
ASUN.
I mean,
SoCon.
Whatever.
Okay, so my
Whatever they
take on
want.
it.
I'm not excited about it. I don't care.
My take on it is, while I've always said that I don't necessarily root for all Georgia teams. Like I'm happy whenever a Georgia team wins something. Obviously, one very notable exception to all of that. With Kennesaw State making the tournament, it's fine for them. That's great for them. Whatever. It just kind of sucks when we're supposed to be the best basketball team in the state, and we put up the type of season we put this year. We missed the tournament
this year,
and then they're there. Just it just kind of sucks.
I think I can help with where my perspective is coming from. I think that we should make it every year. I think our baseline, we failed our baseline, right? We should make it every year. And so, and it's because it's an automatic bid, right? Because we're not doing at large. It's an automatic bid. It should be easy because we should beat the Sun Belt. They got an automatic bid as well. And it's just like, it's whatever. It's automatic. We can talk about it more if they beat Xavier, I suppose. But like, they're basically like a play-in game for Xavier. And so if they win, it'll be cool. And we can there's all kinds of conversation about it, but an automatic bid, like I don't know if I have an opinion about it. I don't know if I have an opinion about us making an automatic bid because I think it should be the norm. Right. But if we win, it's super exciting, right? If we make it to the next round, that is something that's very cool. But like just showing up to the NCAA is like that's the norm.
I care more about. I was gonna say I care more about Georgia Tech firing their head coach than Kennesaw State making the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
they're gonna get functional now.
I don't know.
More functional.
It looks like they're getting Boston Celtics assistant coordinator that's going to come in, and like he actually has direct connections to Pastner, who they just fired. So who knows if that's going to work out? He worked either with or under Pastner at Memphis. I don't know. My thing with I guess my feelings on Kennesaw State making it was if we were in it and we played the type of season that we would deserve to be in the tournament with that automatic bid, winning the championships and everything, and Kennesaw State made it, I would have a completely different feeling. I'd be like, come on, little bro, let's go show these, Georgia Tech guys how basketball is played in the state. I just don't like being out of it. Maybe that's my thing. It's not so much Kennesaw State being in it. It's us being out of it that really makes me feel bad about it.
That's a bummer. That's bullshit.
It sounds like March. Yeah. You have March Sadness, David. That's what you have.
It's bullshit, and it's our fault. It's our fault, right? I mean, like we didn't make it.
Oh, we did it. Like we did everything we could.
Baseline.
We tailgated. We drank. We bought drinks. We talked about it. We did everything we could.
I think I went to more games than you did, David.
We stayed in the arena the entire game.
I went to like almost every home game.
You were at, I think, every game that I went to, and you were at games I did not go to, and you were at games I did not go to. So yeah, I think you may get the
not even a basketball fan, but here I go. And
I'm not a basketball fan either. I'm a Georgia State fan.
Yeah. I had fun though. I had fun this season. No matter what we say about the season, I had fun this season. I had fun hanging out. I had fun getting into the hospitality suite every week.
You had fun
after tailgating.
Setting up a tailgate was good. Sausage Fest all by myself was great. I wasn't by myself. I just provided everyone with sausages.
The Sausage Fest party of one.
I brought pounds of sausage for the tailgaters, and they all enjoyed my sausage.
Everyone ate your big long meat.
There were a lot of really nice comments about my sausage at that tailgate.
There were people that complimented
That's
you
what
in
you
the
liked about it.
stands for your meat.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I made a good sausage. I still got it frozen. I made a ton of sausage, y'all. I made a lot of sausage.
We need to get the Sausage Fest champion up on the video boards during the game, like halftime.
That's true, man. Next year, Sausage Fest. Let's do it. To the chili cook-off
Exactly.
too. This is a great idea. Like, I bet we could make that happen.
Yeah, for
Chili
sure. We
cook-off
should.
champ. Yeah. Like, you get your little swag bag, and then you also get like your picture put up on the.
And you get pack suite tickets for football. Oh, I guess we could probably try to get hospitality suite for the Sausage Fest champion too.
Yeah,
that probably won't be difficult.
Well, but why would you want to go there after you had wonderful sausage?
Free alcohol.
That's true.
It is a little bit of a
Free
draw.
beer. That's the reason. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
All right. We have rambled enough for one night or 1 week, one episode, I believe. We can ramble some more on last call. You guys good with shutting this one down?
Let's do it. Move on.
Do it.
All right. Well,
time to curse some more.
Some more, exactly. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We are going to go drink some more and talk some more on Last Call. You can find it on our Patreon page, free of charge, stateofatlanta.com. That's not right. Patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It is delayed release for the free. You pay for it and you get it early. Also get access to our private group chat and discuss some merchandise and things like that. Should work on my spiel a little bit more. Anyhow, patreon.com/State of Atlanta help us just pay for all the things that go along with doing this whole thing. So thanks for listening. We will talk to you over there. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace. And hoot hoot.